Oh, how are we, lads? Well, I hate to say this, and I don't want to be negative, but that finish between Parramatta versus Canberra was extremely controversial. Marcus Sivo goes to score a try in the corner. Jordan Rapiner uses his knees to stop the try from being scored. Now, majority of the game, I felt like Canberra were the better side and deserved to win the game, but my God, that decision at the end ended up costing the Eels the game. If Rapiner doesn't use his knees, Sivo scores and the Eels win on the bell, but Rapiner uses his knees. So it feels like to me that Parramatta were a little bit robbed tonight. So, wowee. But if you guys are new to the channel around here, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 2,000 subscribers, so make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. This is the Thursday night football review for round 19 of the NRL. I hope you guys are doing well on this Thursday night. Man, it was a very good game at 40, but that decision at the end, I don't agree with it. I really don't. I feel like the Eels were robbed, man. Maybe I'll have to go back and watch the game again just to get another look at the game. But it feels like that the Sivo no try at the end there with Rapiner using his knees decided the contest. It really does feel like that. But I got to say, great game of footy. It was the best first night game of football in a very long time. Every Thursday night football game lately has been one-sided. So it was good to get a good game of footy. But my God, let's get into the review, lads. And the first half, it was very tough, very physical, low scoring, plenty of offloads on both sides. Both sides had a pretty average completion rate. You know, I thought Parramatta in the first half were a bit off. I thought Canberra were a bit up and down. They obviously had a lot of energy, the Raiders, in the first half. But I've got to say, both sides' completion rates ended up being pretty good after, at full time. You know, you have a look at it. Parramatta completed 38 from 47. Canberra, 35 from 41. Yeah, I've got to say, great game of footy. And, you know, the first 20, 30 minutes, it was very tough. Even the whole first half, it was low scoring. It was tough, physical. It was all that. It was unbelievable. So, anyway, at halftime, it was 0-0. It was 0-0 at halftime. Both sides were really struggling to score points. Both sides' defence was on point. But then in the second half, the Raiders start the second half off really well, which is pretty rare because the Raiders are the worst second half team in the competition. In the 45th minute, Sam Williams throws a short ball to Corey, Harrier, and Naira. Sam Williams really isolated Jacob Arthur really well here. And Harrier and Naira went straight through the gap, and he ends up scoring the first try of the game, which won me $54, by the way. So thank you, Corey, Hadawir, and Naira. So Kroger converts the goal there in the 45th minute. Raiders 6-0 after 45 minutes of the game. And then in the 53rd minute, Jordan Rapiner scores some dummy up. I think it was Sebastian Chris that made a break down the field with the Raiders, and then they got tackled there. Rapiner gets it from dummy half and just goes in and scores for the Raiders in the 53rd minute. Jared Kroger converts the goal. Raiders lead 12 points to 0, and it looks like the Raiders are on point and Parramatta are off their game tonight. And then Parramatta had to do something, and they finally did. In the 56th minute, I think it was Matt Frawley. He put a kick downfield. Blake Ferguson juggles it. He ends up regathering the ball. He busts through a couple of Raiders players. I think it was Croker and Volame. He busts through, makes a break down the sideline. He puts a kick back on the inside over the Raiders chasers there. And then Dylan Brown ends up scoring the try for the Eels. Galveston converts the goal. Raiders 12-6. Still 24 minutes to go in the game. And then in the 76th minute, Marcus Sivo scores for the Eels. Brad Arthur pulls up a kick. I think it was a knock-on from Sebastian Chris, I believe it was. Papali'i got the offload away. Galveston to Sivo. Sivo scores. And then Galveston has the kick to level the game to make it 12 apiece. He completely missed it by a country mile. And then, obviously, at the end there, with 10 seconds to go with the game, Parramatta shift the ball left. And then Sivo gets denied a try right when it comes in with his knees. Look, I don't want to sit here and talk crap about the Raiders because they played well for majority of the game, the Raiders. But I feel like Parramatta were really hard done by here. You know, people are going to say, oh, but Galveston had a chance to win the game with the conversion to make it 12 all with 4 minutes to go. Yes, that is understandable, but come on, man. If that was your team, if that was my team, you would be saying the same thing on what Parramatta fans are saying right now. They feel robbed. They feel sick, and you know what? Do not blame them. If it was the other way around, if it was your team, then you would be saying that the Raiders were robbed or whatever. So tough call there against the Eels. Really tough call, but the Raiders get the job done. 12 points to 10 over the Eels tonight. It was a great game of footy, I've got to say. It would probably be in my top 10 games of the year. It was a quality game of footy. Both sides threw a lot at each other. First half was about defence and, toughness and just physicality. Second half was more open and both sides decided to take a risk. Like at half time, I can imagine Brad Arthur and Ricky Short, they would have been saying, well, it's 0-0, boys. Let's just go throw the ball around and see what happens. And that's what both sides did. So, I just want to say, congratulations to both sides. Great game of footy. It was a quality game, It was a really good game of footy. But we'll talk about some of the great players tonight. So we'll start off with the Eels. I thought Clint Gutherson had a really good game at fullback. I thought he was outstanding. I thought Sivo and Ferguson were very good. I thought Panisi on debut had a good game. Wagga Blake was up and down, I guess. Dylan Brown was very good. Jacob Arthur was, I think Jacob Arthur had more errors than he did have good moments, in my opinion. Campbell Gillard and Paulo were great. Marnie was solid. Probably needs to run the ball a bit more, Reid Marnie. Papali'i and Madison were terrific. Nathan Brown was probably their best player, to be honest. Sean Lane off the bench, along with Oregon Kafusi, were very good as well. As for the Raiders, though, some of their good players tonight. I thought Jordan Ruppin had a good game at fullback. I thought Valame and Sebastian Chris were good. Croker was decent. I thought Sam Williams and Matt Frawley were okay, but Matt Frawley didn't even run the ball once. And Sam Williams, he was whatever, I guess. He was up and down. Tarpany and Goodler were very good. Josh Hodgson was outstanding, in my opinion. Thought Corey Hadawira and Naira was great. Hudson Young was very solid. Ryan Sutton was decent as well. I also thought Sia Soliola was very good. Good game of footy. Obviously, the ending is a little bit of a disappointing factor into it, but I've got to say, well done to both sides and putting on a fantastic game of football. It's a shame that the ending had a bit of an impact on the game itself, but full credit to both sides and putting out a very good game of footy. I've got to say, though, even though the Eels were a little bit dudded at the end there, the Eels had 6 more sets than the Raiders did, and the Raiders did well to hold them out at the end there, so full credit to them. But my top 3 players on ground for this game tonight, it's very hard to pick top 3 because it was one of those games where there wasn't really that many standout players, but I'm going to go with number 3. I'm going to go with Jordan Rapana. Thought he was solid at fullback. Number 2, I'm going to go with Isaiah Papali'i. And number 1, my man of the match tonight, I'm going to go with Corey Harawira-Naera. Thought he had a very good game tonight. It was a nightmare for the Eels. He scored the opening try of the game, and every time he had the ball, he looked very dangerous. So, number 3, Jordan Rapana. Number 2, Isaiah Papali'i. And number 1, my man of the match, Corey Harawira-Naera. But, guys, if you enjoyed the Thursday Night Football review, make sure you guys go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Well done to the Raiders, unlucky to the Eels. But, hey, I think the Eels were a bit robbed tonight. Let me know in the comments. See you later, lads.